Scene shifts to the inner palace of the Demon Palace. Using a pillar inside the inner palace for support, Wu Xiaoyan enters the inner palace. Her entire body is drenched in sweat, and she is extremely weak. In that state, she mutters so-called righteous sects, and yet they strike with such vicious poison. Suddenly, she notices that her entire body is slowly transforming into a child's body. Seeing this, she is completely stunned. Dragging her weakened body little by little, Wu Xiaoyan first relies on the pillar, then on a nearby light post, and finally reaches the pond there and stands in front of it. Seeing her childhood face reflected in the water, she looks shocked and mutters, "Damn it." As she stares at her childlike reflection in the pond and adjusts her oversized clothes, she says, "Forget it. When I wipe out their sex someday, I'll make them cough up the antidote." She then tightens her oversized clothes with the help of a red cloth and says coldly, "Bored out of their minds, they just had to end up on my blacklist." At that very moment, all the candles in the area go out at once, and from above the building, a woman suddenly dives down to attack Wu Xiaoyan, shouting, "Who's there? This is the holy forbidden ground of the sect leader. Trespassers shall die." Wu Xiaoyan focuses on the woman, and just before her strike lands on her, she grabs her arm and deflects it. The force of her attack makes the nearby pond violently churn. In the same instant, Wu Xiaoyan swiftly moves from in front of her to behind her, slams her against the wall with brute force, and chokes her by the neck. Then, with a serious expression and widened eyes, Wu Xiaoyan stares straight at the woman and asks, "Fanine, even you don't recognize me anymore?" Fanine finally understands and, on the verge of tears, says, "You're the sect leader?" At that moment, seeing Wu Xiaoyan's childlike appearance, Fanine recalls her fierce expression from adulthood. When Wu Xiaoyan sees that Fanine has finally recognized her, she releases her throat. After being freed, Fanine starts coughing hard and rubs her neck. Because of the choking, she is nearly in tears, breathing heavily while massaging her throat. Wu Xiaoyan then sits on the stairs and says to Fanine, "Fanine, what did I tell you before I went into seclusion? Watch over the Demon Palace, and don't cause me any trouble. I absolutely hate troublesome things." Hearing this, Fanine keeps rubbing her neck and replies tearfully, "Sect leader, Ina is too dumb to understand your meaning." Wu Xiaoyan places a foot on Fanine's shoulder and says, "You're dumb, foolish, utterly hopeless." Seeing Wu Xiaoyan's angry expression, Fanine is immediately frightened and says, "I admit it all." Still furious, Wu Xiaoyan asks again, "Hey, don't tell me you leaked the location of my secluded cultivation. I recall I told only one person about it, you." Fanine becomes flustered, blushing and whining, striking a seductive pose as she says, "I would love nothing more than to lock you up and admire you alone. How could I possibly tell anyone about your whereabouts? Tell me, who made you this adorably miserable? I'll go kill their entire clan and avenge you." Wu Xiaoyan replies, "Judging by the attack, it is Frost of the Great Void." Hearing this, Fanine says, "Frost of the Great Void? I'll remember it." Wu Xiaoyan then taps Fanine on the head repeatedly with her finger and says, "Put the killing and arson aside for now. I have other orders for you. If you mess this up again, I'll strip you naked and hang you at the Demon Palace gates for 300 years. After imagining that, Fanine hurriedly says, "I'll be extremely careful this time." Wu Xiaoyan stops hitting her, rests her hand on her cheek, and says, "Do not tell anyone that I've left seclusion. Also, find a way to deliver the ever-bright wristband to that boy Hyun from the pseudo-hall." After hearing these orders, Fanine nods vigorously and replies, "Yes, yes." Wu Xiaoyan then takes out a golden orb and hands it to Fanine. Seeing it, Fanine says, "The ever-bright wristband is your most prized treasure, sect leader, and right now there are even wild rumors saying, whoever possesses it shall rule the world." This, Wu Xiaoyan cuts her off sharply and says, "Do what I said and stop talking nonsense." Hearing that, Fanine silently takes the golden orb and answers, "Understood." Wu Xiaoyan then stands up, adjusts her oversized clothes, and says, "Also, prepare a set of ordinary clothes for me. I'm going to infiltrate Hyun's side. Just handle everything properly with Lord Siu's side." The moment she hears this, Fanine starts crying loudly and shouts, "Sect leader, you're leaving again?" Seeing her cry like that, Wu Xiaoyan grows annoyed and says, "Act normal. Stop acting like some freak all the time. I'm just going to stay in the pseudo hall. I'm not going anywhere. That's enough. Go handle your tasks. Meanwhile, deep inside the forest, Xiaoyun lies on the ground like a skeleton. As Xiaoyun regains consciousness, he slowly opens his eyes. He struggles intensely to get up and sit, and at the same time mutters irritably, "Where am I?" Suddenly, everything that happened the previous night rushes back into his mind, and the moment he remembers it, he starts vomiting violently. After seeing his vomit and recalling the events of last night, he clutches his head in despair and screams, "I'm not pure anymore, ah!" The force of his scream sends all the birds in the forest flying away, his voice seeming to pierce the sky itself. Just then, a system notification suddenly appears and announces loudly, "Congratulations, young Master Yun, you gained another point." Xiaoyun is startled when he sees the system panel. He immediately presses his chest and his little brother with his hands and asks the system, "Huh? Where did I gain a point?" At that moment, another system notification appears, "Total. Reading your system. Points, 10 million, target achieved." Hearing this, Xiaoyun steps closer to the system interface and stares at it deeply. Right at that instant, the system declares in a flat voice, "Now upgrading your system." As the system activates at full speed, Xiaoyun's eyes and expression seem to whirl as if everything is spinning around him. From beneath a stone, a worm pushes against the soil and slowly pokes its head out, looking around cautiously. At that exact moment, a few chickens notice the worm and start moving toward it. Frightened by the sight of them, the worm trembles and squirms in panic. In the blink of an eye, two chickens start fighting each other over it. Just then, a creepy man steps forward, trying to catch one of the chickens, and sensing this danger, the chicken panics even more. Soon, the scene turns chaotic inside a chicken farm deep in the forest. Scene shift, 9 Nether Demon Palace, Pseudo Hall. That night, our boy Xiaoyun slowly walks back toward his room. Nearby, a man uses a pipe to blow air into a campfire, making the flames flare up, and over that fire, the chicken caught earlier is roasting. Xiaoyun quietly tries to slip past the man and return to his room, but the moment the man notices him, he asks, "Where did you go? Haven't seen you all day." The sudden question startles Xiaoyun. After that, he goes over and sits on a stool beside the man. While calmly grinding spices, the man glances at Xiaoyun's torn clothes and asks, "Where are your clothes?" With dark circles under his eyes, Xiaoyun lets out a long sigh and answers, "Master, someone slept with me." Hearing this, Xiaoyun's master casually sprinkles spices over the roasting meat and says, "That's all?" Xiaoyun then continues, "I go to dig up some veggies behind the mountain and run into a senior sister from 10,000 Insect Valley. I don't know if she goes crazy or something, but she treats me like a rare tonic and ravages me for a full day." Hearing that, Xiaoyun's master is completely stunned. For a moment, he cannot figure out how to respond and just stands there, thinking in silence. In the end, he finally speaks to Xiaoyun and says, "Kid, you're a damn prodigy." Xiaoyun then looks at the roasted chicken and asks his master, "By the way, isn't the flame feather chicken supposed to be offered to the hall leaders? Aren't you afraid they'll hang you up and beat you for roasting it in secret?" Xiaoyun's master gives him a thumbs up and replies, "If you don't say anything and I don't say anything, they'll never notice if one is missing. As long as you keep your mouth shut, I'll give you half. It'll help you restore your yang energy." Hearing this, saliva starts pooling in Xiaoyun's mouth, and he immediately gives his master a thumbs up in return, saying, "You've got my silence." After that, Xiaoyun's master shoots him a sideways glance and adds, "Oh right, tomorrow, head to the town at the foot of the mountain and buy some spices. We're low on stock in the pseudo hall." At the same time, Xiaoyun keeps wiping the drool from his mouth and answers, "Oh, got it." The next moment, Xiaoyun's master swings his blade and cleanly chops the roasted chicken into 2 halves. He hands one half to Xiaoyun and says, "Take it back to your room and eat. Then get some rest early." Xiaoyun takes the half of roasted meat, thanks his master, and asks, "Thanks, master. I'll head back now?" Xiaoyun's master starts sweating slightly and, with an awkward smile, waves him off, saying, "Go on, go on." After that, carrying the piece of meat, Xiaoyun slowly walks back toward his room. From behind, his master watches his retreating figure and thinks to himself, sigh, the kid's grown up, can't keep him around anymore. At that moment, Xiaoyun's master recalls what happened earlier, when Fanine came to see him. Fanine tells him, I've got a friend who's going undercover beside Hiyun. Tomorrow, find some excuse to send Hiyun down the mountain. Hearing that, Xiaoyun's master asks Fanine, got it? Wait, don't tell me the cult leader came out of seclusion? Fanine immediately snaps back, what nonsense are you spouting? Xiaoyun's master bursts into loud laughter and says, I get it. Heaven knows, earth knows, you know, I know, and the cult leader knows. Don't worry. Fanine quickly raises a finger to her lips and quietly warns him, keep your voice down. Connecting all those words with everything that happens to Xiaoyun, the truth finally becomes clear to Xiaoyun's master. The moment he understands it all, cold sweat pours down his body, and he can't help but think, cult leader, you really are aging like fine wine, and just as savage as ever. The next morning, after waking up, Xiaoyun gets ready and slowly starts heading down the mountain, step by step along the stairs. As he walks down, he happily thinks to himself, when joy comes, the spirit soars, even getting drained dry is totally worth it. That senior sister from 10,000 Insect Valley, all things considered, is practically my benefactor. Here's what happens last night, when I get back to my dorm. His thoughts drift back to the events of the previous night. Xiaoyun sits on the bed, staring blankly at the half-roasted chicken in front of him. Suddenly, anger surges up and he blurts out, a grown man getting drained half to death by a woman. If word gets out, how the hell will I ever fit in with the orthodox sects? That damn demoness. If I ever find you, I'll make sure you can't even walk afterward. At the same time, Xiaoyun grabs the roasted meat and starts eating it fiercely. As he gnaws on the leg piece, he thinks, but I didn't even get a clear look at her face. How am I supposed to find her? Besides, rumor says even the weakest girls in 10,000 Insect Valley are level 15. I'm a level 0 ordinary guy. Revenge? I must be dreaming. Thinking this, his mood sinks again. Then Xiaoyun looks at the roasted meat in his hand and wonders, does this chicken really restore yang energy? After that, he just sits there quietly and keeps eating the meat. At that moment, a system panel suddenly appears in front of him, and Xiaoyun jolts in surprise at its abrupt appearance. The system informs him, system upgrade complete. As a reward for young Master Yun's tireless effort in collecting spirit beads over the years, please accept this humble gift. Click confirm to open your treasure chest. Xiaoyun blurts out at the panel, whoa, you scared me. Then he clicks the confirm button inside the system, thinking, what the heck is this? The instant he clicks it, the chest inside the system bursts open with a boom. From inside, a black snake and a white snake emerge, and at the same time another system panel appears. What a fantastic reward. You've received a bonus of 2 extra lives. Seeing this gift, Xiaoyun says in shock, so that means, even if I die, I can come back once? The system immediately responds, that's right, young Master Yun. Also, please look at the big screen. From this moment onward, you've unlocked the Chance Encounter Fragment Fusion, explosive talent feature. Chance encounters are everywhere. May young Master Yun ascend to blissful heights soon. Xiaoyun quickly snaps back, trying to process everything. Wait, didn't something strange just flash across the screen? The system sticks out its tongue and makes a weird face, and seeing that, Xiaoyun retorts, my ass. The system calmly replies, nope. It's just foolproof mode, super convenient, right? Hearing this, Xiaoyun gets even angrier and says, thanks, I guess. And stop acting like that, it's freaking gross. The system then patiently explains to him, additional note, if you'd like to level up now, you may spend your accumulated spirit power points to instantly jump to level 60. Then he starts imagining himself jumping from level 0 straight to level 60, and celebrates in his mind, bow before me, all of you. I've made it to the leaderboard. But deep down, he thinks seriously, jumping from level 0 to 60 in one go, I'm basically asking to get dissected in a lab. If only I had some artifact or technique that could hide my level. Where do I even find something like that? Lost in these thoughts, he keeps walking down the stairs step by step. Suddenly, several voices ring out in his ears. Stop right there. Don't even think of running. Xiaoyun looks toward the sound and sees several burly men chasing after a girl. The girl keeps screaming at the top of her lungs, "Help me! Help me!" And she runs straight toward Xiaoyun at full speed.